What's up, traders? Zach here from the Trading Network. I hope you guys are doing well. Today, I have a bit of a different video prepared for you guys today, as I have created a presentation that, in my opinion, discusses a very important topic that is overlooked by a lot of traders and creates a lot of confusion to traders that definitely do not have their system dialed in. And that is time frame and tick frame relationships and how you can use those for effective trading. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this presentation. I'm going to show you guys some examples, but basically just help you understand how we here at the Trading Network are using different tick frame relationships, or the relationships between tick charts, to have the highest probability setups first and foremost, and once again have the highest amount of clarity in looking for these setups. So first and foremost, understanding these relationships is absolutely crucial for enhancing your trading consistency and, once again, your clarity. So our goal is going to be to demonstrate how using these two, either time frames or tick frames, whatever your chosen chart type is, how that can provide you better market context on a daily basis. So let's go over to the next slide and we'll discuss what time frames and tick frames are for those of you guys a little bit less familiar. So time frames, as I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with, is a duration of a candlestick or a bar that is represented on the chart, such as a 5-minute or a daily chart. Tick frames, on the other hand, represent a specific number of trades that occur before a bar is printed or a new bar is formed. For instance, on a 100 tick chart, a new bar forms after 100 trades have been executed. So traders often prefer tick charts, such as myself, for their precision, their noise filtering, and their accurate representation of market activity. If you pull up a tick chart, just as a little bit of a warm-up to this video, if you pull up a tick chart and you compare it to a time-based chart, say a 5-minute chart compared to a 1,000 tick chart, or a 377 tick chart, or a 100 tick chart, you'll notice that there is something very peculiar about the difference between the two. You'll notice that the tick chart does not have giant, crazy-looking bars with huge, long wicks that create very ugly structure, for lack of a better word. You'll notice that the tick charts always have a specific, contained, tight bar formation that, in my opinion and the opinion of many traders, have a much more accurate representation of price itself. Now, time-based charts, in my opinion, are a bit arbitrary. It's not giving you information in regards to order flow or trading activity, right? Comparing a time frame chart or a time chart to a tick chart, the bar is just counting down on an arbitrary amount of time, 1 minute, 5 minutes, an hour, whatever it might be. However, if you watch a tick counter on a tick chart, you can notice that the pace of the ticks moving is correlated, of course, to how many orders are being pushed through the market at any given time. So if the tick counter is moving slow, that can immediately tell you, first and foremost, that there's not a lot of traders. Whereas if the tick counter is cooking and it's moving really, really fast and it's just printing bar after bar, you know that there's a ton of trading activity going on and that there are a lot of players, most likely large players, involved in the market. So that right there is a big part of what drew me to tick charts and got me interested. And, you know, I can go on, but I won't go on too much of a tangent because I have this nice presentation prepared. So let's move on over into the next slide, and we will discuss the importance of a trigger chart. So a trigger chart serves as the primary chart that you use to identify entry opportunities and execute trades. It allows for consistent entry criteria and eliminates confusion or guesswork when determining trade setups. So that's very key, and that was very key for me. If you are taking entries on different charts, then it is very, very difficult to have a clear and concise system that you can repeat like a recipe every single time. So by using a trigger chart for technical confluence, you'll be able to execute trades more effectively, more efficiently, and with greater confidence. Because, as I was just saying in an earlier mentorship session today, confluence equals confidence. So in the case of the strategies that we use here at the Trading Network, our entry trigger chart, or my trigger chart, is the 377 tick chart. My confluence chart or context chart is the 1000 tick chart, okay? So an example of using two related tick charts is having a 377 as your trigger and a 1000, or if you want to get a little fancy, a 987, because it's also a Fibonacci number, as your context chart. So that's what I use. I technically am using a 377 tick chart for my triggers, and I'm using a 987 tick chart for confluence or context to see, are we ranging? Are we trending? To understand what the overall market activity is. And of course, I use market profile as well, but this is focusing on time frame relationships in this particular video. So for me, the 1000 tick chart helps me analyze market trends and conditions, while the 377 tick chart provides the necessary information to execute entries and check technical confluence. So if you've watched my scalping videos, I'm sure that you've heard me talk about checking the boxes. I am checking the boxes on my 377 tick chart, and I am using the 1000 tick chart or 987 for technical confluence in regards to market context, overall market structure, and a bird's eye view, if that is an easier way of thinking about it. So combining these two tick frames can improve your trading, especially if you are using the strategies that we teach in the Fundamentals of Futures Trading course. And it can lead to much more consistent results, because every single trade that you take, every single entry, is on a 377 tick chart, and you know that you're getting market context from things like the 1000 tick chart as well as the market profile. So let's move on to the next slide, and we will discuss how I use this system or having a trigger and a context chart to identify the market activity or the market context in itself. It is exceptionally important to distinguish between trending and ranging markets, and the 1000 tick chart in our example can provide valuable insights into market trends, allowing you to adapt whatever strategy you're using accordingly. For example, in a trending market, you may focus on trading in the direction of the trend, while in a ranging market, obviously, you're going to look for support and resistance levels and trade reversals or, potentially a breakout of the range, right? So when you are using that as technical confluence, it can make your entries that much more precise. This can, once again, increase your probability. Higher confluence increases confidence, and that equals higher probability trade setups more often, okay? So technical confluence is, of course, very crucial for determining high probability trade setups, and this refers to the alignment of multiple technical factors. For example, in our strategy or in our system, I'm looking for technical confluence factors such as moving averages, Fibonacci levels, market profile levels, and more. And that's where the 377 tick chart comes in. That's my trigger chart, and it helps me pinpoint the precise entry points by highlighting where these technical factors present themselves. So as we move into the end of this presentation, there are a few things that I think are very important. And I want to give you guys, in my opinion, a few tips for implementing this relationship idea, or the ability to use time frame and or tick frame relationships, depending on, what kind of trader you are, what your bread and butter is, essentially. But, just as another example, a quick example, if you're using time frames, if you're trading the 1 minute as your trigger chart, you could use the 5 minute or the 15 minute as context. Or if you're using the 15 minute as your trigger chart, you could use the 30 minute or the hourly, or, maybe even the 4 hour as context. And you can find these relationships between the two time frames. But I think the most important takeaway, if you guys are only taking away one thing from this video, is pick a trigger chart. It's so important. You don't want to be bouncing around taking entries off of, the 377 and the 1000 and the 2500 and the 10,000, or the 5 minute and the 20 minute and the 45 minute and the 2 hour and the 6 hour. You just want to pick something and stick with it. It doesn't really matter what it is. You just need screen time and repeating the same thing over and over again. And that's really where the magic happens. Pick something and stick with it, and it really goes a long way. So here are some tips for implementing time frame and tick frame relationships in your trading. You want to start by choosing two related time frames or tick frames that complement each other. If you guys want to make it very easy on yourself, you can use what I have given you right here in this video. And that is exactly, once again, what I trade every single day on a daily basis on live stream in our private Discord. It's what I teach in our course. So this is giving you a great head start, I must say, once again, to learning the strategies within the Fundamentals of Futures Trading course. So you want to, if you if you're going to experiment on your own, then go ahead and experiment with different combinations to find what works best for your individual trading style. 377 and 1000 tick combination works best for me, and it works for a ton of people in the trading network who have adopted my system. And practice using a single trigger chart for entries and another chart for market context. That is the key here. And you want to continuously refine, especially if you are not taking something like our strategy that has been proven and tested and things of that nature. If you're finding your own time frame relationships, then it's probably going to take some iterating. But I will say once again, we've done the work for you in the FFT course and within our system. So if you want to make it easy on yourself, once again, you can invest in yourself by purchasing the FFT course. I know I've said it a lot, but when it comes down to it, why make it harder on yourself? Why reinvent the wheel when I have painstakingly learned the hard way and figured out a system that I now provide to hundreds of traders? So just putting that out there. So with that said, let's go to the last slide here, and let's just kind of recap and talk about the advantages of mastering time frame and tick frame relationships. The advantages, first and foremost, or the main advantage that I would say, is enhancing trading consistency and clarity in your decision making. That is one of the most important things overall in trading, is removing as much guesswork as possible and having a clear and concise system. That is what we teach. That is what you need, regardless of if it's from us or if you find it on your own or if you get it from somebody else. You need a clear and concise system that is repeatable, right? And it starts with time frame or tick frame relationships, where you have a clear trigger chart and a clear context chart. So number two, it helps you gain improved identification of high probability trade setups. I think that's pretty clear. I've demonstrated, even just in talking through this presentation without showing you guys anything on the chart, I have explained how it is much easier to have a clear system when you can identify, I am taking my trade off of this chart with these checkboxes. If I don't have these checkboxes checked on this individual chart, then I don't have a trade setup. It's that simple. It truly can be that simple. Most people just overcomplicate everything. We're human beings. It's unfortunate that we are naturally wired to overcomplicate and overthink, but I am here to help you guys simplify your trading. So number three, gives you better understanding of market context and trends. And that is pretty darn clear, as if you have a zoomed out chart that is a higher tick frame, you're going to be able to see very clearly, have we been ranging for an extended period of time? Have we been trending for an extended period of time? What kind of market context are we in? And that immediately tells you to go over to your 377 tick chart and either take a trending trade, a ranging trade, or sit on your hands and do nothing. And that's, once again, just removing guesswork and making things that much more simple. Number four, you have more precise entry execution with the use of a trigger chart. With the use of the same chart every single time you take an entry, you will get extreme precision. You will gain significant confidence in your system by seeing the same thing happen over and over again, and it will train your subconscious to remove all guesswork, to remove all inner dialogue, and just take the setup when it presents itself. Last but not least, 5, it gives you the ability to adapt your trading strategy based on the market conditions. There is not a one-size-fits-all strategy. There is not a one-size-fits-all way to trade. You cannot use the same strategy in a range that you use in a trend. I promise you. It might work sometimes, but it will not last long. So that's why you need different plays in the playbook for different market contexts, and that's why having that higher tick frame chart or time frame chart can help you immediately determine whether there's a trade available, which play in your playbook that you should be using, your ranging, trending, reversal, whatever, or once again, if you should just be waiting for a higher probability opportunity. So implementing these concepts into your trading routine can greatly benefit your overall performance and lead to substantially more consistent results. So I really hope that you guys find this video valuable. I know it's a bit different, but I think I'm going to start doing more of these presentation style videos. I want to give people who have not purchased, our course or joined our community an idea of, how I am teaching concepts within our course content and in our private community on our live streams and webinars and things of that nature. So keep an eye out for a lot more content of this nature. If you guys have any questions, if you guys have suggestions for topics of presentations, please feel free to drop them down below in the comments as well. I would love to get some more suggestions. This video topic in itself was actually suggested by a member of the Trading Network private community. So I greatly appreciate that. I think it was a really good topic to cover. And I think that mastering time frame and tick frame relationships overall can and will significantly improve anybody watching this trading without a doubt. And it will improve your decision making, and it will help you build confidence in your own system because you have, once again, a clear and concise way to trade. So by using a trigger chart for your entries and another chart for market context, you'll gain clarity in your trading approach. You will reduce guesswork, and this technique can help you become more disciplined, more confident, and ultimately a consistently profitable trader. So once again, thank you guys for joining us. If you have any questions about anything I've discussed in this video, please feel free to drop a comment down below. If you want to learn more about what we do here at the Trading Network, please check out our website, thetradingnetwork.io, where you can purchase access to our most popular product, the TTN Pro Trader Bundle, which includes lifetime access to our private Discord. It includes access to our proprietary indicator package, and it also includes access to our Fundamentals of Futures Trading course, which I have discussed in great detail in this video today. If you guys have any questions about any of the products on our website, you can also email us at info@thetradingnetwork.io. We also offer one-on-one mentorship if you guys are looking for a more tailored experience to your individual strengths and weaknesses as a trader. And I also want to let you guys know a couple things. Number one, we have free trials available for our new volatility pack, and you can find those on our website at thetradingnetwork.io. You can click at the top of our website. You'll see a button that says volatility pack, and there's a link for a free 24-hour trial. And last but not least, the waiting list for our algorithmic suite, Quant Suite, is now live at quantsuite.ai. So make sure that you head on over to quantsuite.ai, join the waiting list, and stay tuned for some very exciting releases on the automated algorithmic trading front very, very soon. Thank you guys one more time. I greatly appreciate you. I hope you enjoy this video, and I will see you very soon. Cheers.